What's up guys, One Up James here, and today we're looking at Devil Slayer Raksasi on the Nintendo Switch. Devil Slayer Raksasi is a top-down action roguelike with procedurally generated dungeons. With terms like Dark Souls and Binding of Isaac being thrown around, Devil Slayer has a lot to live up to. Will it? Let's see. You can play as one of 7 characters which are unlocked as you beat the stages, each one with their own personal style. Their weapons and the way they wield them make each character unique and add a different experience to the gameplay. Devil Slayer Raksasi is not a button masher. Although there are button sequence combos, strategy and slow careful planning will help you massively in being successful in this game. It's a difficult game, but rewarding. But the game is not without its ways of helping you. You are given a Jade Pendant at the beginning of each level, which allows you to respawn in the previous room upon death. You are also given 2 pendants before each boss battle at the end of each stage to help you with those bosses which can be challenging, especially at the beginning. And the occasional pendant can be found throughout each level. But these pendants do not carry over to the next level, they are only for the stage you are in at the current time. A chest will appear at the end of each room once you complete it, dropping numerous items like gold, power-ups, and more. And red lock chests can be found scattered throughout each level. Keys are not lacking, so opening them isn't much of a problem. The hub area between stages gives you a place to spend the souls you collect throughout the previous stage. You have a couple of options on where to spend the souls you've collected, like the Soul Keeper, who unlocks buffs and even throwable items, and Raven, who can unlock more health, stamina, and the ability to carry multiple weapons. The more this is repeated, the better chance you have to progress further in the game, adding to the roguelike element. But like any other roguelikes like Dead Cells, you have to spend all of your souls you have before you can progress to the next stage. On the same topic, the coins you collect can be deposited with the shopkeeper to save for a later time. This was helpful in saving and adding up unused coins to buy power-ups and buffs that will help you at a later time. The teleport ability will save you a lot of time on your many attempts at the game. Teleport can be accessed by pressing the ZL button and choosing a room you've already cleared and traveling there instantly. This ability will save you from a lot of time backtracking to shops, blacksmith, or previous rooms to collect items that will remain on the ground after you leave. You can only carry one of a specific item at a time, so always remember the rooms that you've dropped and left the items in. Combat in this game can be very fun and punishing at the same time. The combat style is very rewarding for those who like to take their time mastering attacks, time dodges, and blocking. You can block by holding down the X button. Just know the block will release after a few seconds, so be prepared to do an attack or a dodge after it is released. Your light attack is performed by pressing the Y button, and a heavy attack by pressing X button. There are some combos like pressing Y 3 times to do slower sequence attacks. Just know that this game is not a button masher. You can lock onto enemies using the L button, but it often snaps to the wrong enemy, causing you to take unnecessary damage. This occurs most when in a large group and can be deadly when in a boss battle. One feature I really enjoyed is the familiars you can find along the way. A dog and a blowfish are a couple I have come across in my time of playing so far. They give you the sense of having a companion on your journey and also help a lot during combat and are cool and fun to look at as well. The one problem, sometimes major problem, is the frame rate. The frame rate in general is all over the place, and it hits the hardest during boss battles. While not as much of a problem throughout the stage, lagging during an intense boss battle is deadly. Often happens when using a special ability like throwing bombs causing explosions. In a game where precise timing matters, frame rate is obviously very important. I had issues on several occasions. There are a good variety of enemies that will get tougher as you get further and give you a massive challenge. And they will also give you the occasional help when they are fighting each other. Get ready to fight General Nora, the 5 oddities, and the crazy magistrate over and over for the first few hours of gameplay. This game can be a little punishing at the beginning, But like any other roguelike, after a few runs, you will begin to get the hang of the controls and get into the flow of the style of gameplay. I only had one crash during my gameplay, which is something you're kind of starting to get used to these days. I am having a lot of fun with Devil Slayer Raksasi, and I am sure I will get many more hours of play out of it. Just hoping the developers will get to that frame rate issue as soon as possible. As is, the game sits with a $14.99 price tag. The game is a buy, but I would recommend waiting for a sale due to the frame rate issues. That's a quick look at Devil Slayer Raksasi on the Nintendo Switch. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, drop a like. It really helps out my channel, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time, guys. Later.